I do not think so.
Okay, I think Kumi is here now.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry for being late. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone? Um, how we doing? How did our days go? Today is Sunday. I hope we all went to church or we're going to do like we normally do. So like yesterday, we introduce ourselves. We'll see how the day went. Then we also have to mention one thing or a two or a few that we learned from the class the day before. So yes, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Iwoleto be yes, that's the man I'm talking about. Please open the floor for us.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Um, I was unable to join the class yesterday, but I was able to go through the replay of the class, and I was able to learn the type of data, and to some point, I got the Microsoft Excel interface. But I have a question. My question is, I don't know, maybe it's the video that I watch, I don't know. Mr. Kolapo don't really explain the approaches in data analysis. So I don't know, maybe it's the video, but when I was going through the replay, I don't really get what he was trying to tell us about the approaches in data analysis. Let me submit for now.
Okay, so Mr. Emmanuel, I think with the yes, there was a little glitch with the video with the replay, and I'm hoping that tonight we'll be able to go over some of the little things that that was left out and some of that. But I'm sorry for that glitch at the end of the day. But I thought it wasn't so much. But if at all tonight again would explain further or let's talk about it again. So I guess that answers it, right, Mr. Emmanuel?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much. Um, Mr. Philip, please, would you open the floor?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Philip.
Yeah, mm, thank you so much. So, my day, I had a very good day. I rested so well, and I also had time to go through some of to through the video also. I think that's just all now. It's just about my day now, nothing else, right?
Yes, and if there's anything, we have to mention one or two things that we learned from the day before.
Okay. Structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, the classification, the examples, and the likes. Also, I think those, of course, I've been using Excel. I've even been learning some things before now, but those were things that I've never gotten in any of the videos I've seen. So they came out new for me yesterday. So structured, unstructured, semi-structured. The examples also like structured for table and tabular forms and the likes, and also the unstructured Word documents, images, text, and PDF and the likes a lot. So, so everything actually came out very clear for me yesterday. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Philip. I'm glad that we're able to. So it's not just really not just about the practicals. It's not just about all the tools and everything. We have to know the theory of what we're learning. Why are we using this? How does this apply theoretically? What exactly is it doing? And all of that. And in this course, we're going to be fully explaining and all of that. So, Miss Ife, please, are you there? Miss Ife? Okay, she's probably not present at the moment. Mr. Emmanuel Kolakwa, please, can you engage us this evening?
Okay, good evening, Miss Kum. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, so my yesterday, part of the things that I gained, I gained types of data, and I gained on the processes of data. Like when we are talking about data, okay, Mr. Kolako explained to us that when we are given data, we have things to do. We have cleaning and cleansing. When you talked about cleansing, we have cleansing of data. We have extraction. We have transformation. Okay, so which means when I'm giving data in a real life sense, there are things that I must do. And the first thing that I mentioned is cleansing. So I must clean it, which is part of what he did for us yesterday, where he said that making mistake, there is mistake in data where we have data, it is human made. That is, it is always made by someone. Probably when you putting it someone. So he mentioned that and he said it is the duty, that we bring the data for us. Okay, just like I mentioned, types of data where we have structured data, where we have unstructured data and semi-structured data. And we mentioned that under structured data we have table, under unstructured data there is data that doesn't contain tables like our newspaper, all those stuff. Okay, when we have semi-structured data this week, where there is table and where there is no table. So we told us something yesterday where one of the things that we have done, we have input a link into one document that is to tell us how there can be link from unstructured data to structured data. So which means in a document, structured data and unstructured data is being combined together. So just linked by so something like that. Thank you so much. So that's
Mr. Emmanuel, please, did you raise your hand? Are you raising your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, okay.
Yes, I want to raise an observation. This structured and unstructured data is not in the video that was posted
All right.
on YouTube.
All right,
So
noted, Mr. Emmanuel.
I'm
Thank
just I'm just getting it.
All right, thank you. Noted, Mr. Emmanuel. Would explain it tonight in the class. Mr. Nelson, please, can you engage us this evening?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I need to be here again. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good evening, Mr. Nelson. You are not so audible. It's like you're far from your phone or device.
Yes, it's quite noisy around the background. Maybe when I get home, I will
All right.
call.
Okay. Okay. That's fine then. Mr. Steven, are you here?
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Steven.
Yes, yes. So yeah, my day went well. I went to church, then I came back very late from church. So yesterday's class was a very great one. All thanks to Mr. Kolapo for insightful teaching that he taught us. Then I learned a few things about types of data that we have, the structured data, the unstructured data, and the semi-structured data. Then I learned about, if I can remember, I think it's types of analytics where you talk about descriptive analysis, prescriptive diagnos- diagnostic analysis, and descriptive. Yeah, no, sorry, and prescriptive rather. So he explained to us how that descriptive analytics is like analysis to describe or something like that, to describe some data or something like that. Then um, we have the prescriptive. It's just like someone prescribing drugs after checking after he links the diagnostic with prescriptive, like maybe someone going to a hospital, then is being diagnosed, then after diagnosis, then a drug will be prescribed to the person on how to take care of the problem or the sickness or the disease that the person that is diagnosed of. So it links diagnostic analytics with prescriptive analytics. Then I think it links descriptive with predictive. That is, after describing something, then you have to describing the present situation. Then you have to predict what will happen after you have described the present situation. Then you predict what will happen, like the future thing that will happen. So those are the major things that I got to learn from yesterday's class.
Yes, I'm really glad that we have at least more than just one thing that we learned from yesterday. I'm glad that we have something that we're remembering, and we're able to call it out again um, during this evening. So yes, I'm trying to look for who has not. Okay, so is Miss God's time here? Miss God's time.
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening,
Yeah,
everyone.
good evening, Miss God's time.
So my day went well, and my day went well, and what I learned from yesterday's class was the types of data analytics and steps to data analysis, types of raw data as well. And my take home from yesterday thing, Mr. Victor Kolapo made a point that when you are working on a raw data set, you have to make a duplicate. And I really, that got my attention. And I was like, I don't know this idea before, but with that, I'll be working with it as well. That you need to duplicate your file when working on a raw data set so that when you make a mistake, you can fall back to the original one. So that's it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Miss God's time. Um, so tonight, there's somebody that is on the call. It was in the last court, but he's just joining us this evening. I think I saw Mr. Ariot's name now. Probably he's no longer on the call. Okay, but when he comes back, he would introduce himself. He's a former student that is joining this course as well. So, Miss Adenike, please, are you there? Miss Adenike. Okay, so I got a couple of texts for some people that they are on the way, so like they're on transit, so they literally can't speak. And I think I saw a message from Missy Fesh said, "Good evening. My connection was poor. I had a great day and I learned quite a lot at the last class. Approaches of analytics and types of analytics. Learned about data, types of data, and the examples. Thank you." So yes, that's Miss Ife's, you know, introduction for tonight. So I'm glad that we all have one thing or two to pick from yesterday's class, and I'm hoping that it continues to go like this. So that we're very aware of, we're not just listening, and it's something that we get to act on every time. Yes, Miss Bumi, good evening. Please engage us this evening. Miss Bumi, are you there? Okay, so not she's probably unable to speak, but yes. So I think every other person has spoken tonight. Okay, okay. So thank you for engaging tonight. Next weekend, this is how we'll continue to do it. So it shouldn't come by surprise. We should all be prepared to have something for the next day to to share about during the next class. So we also have to be aware of every other person. One of the reasons why we are doing this is not just so that everybody is aware of every other person on this call. because this class is not just the only time we'll need each other. So we would get to points where we would, even in class, we'll get to points where we have to work with other people and all of that. So somebody might even say something or or ask a question where another person on the call is able to answer the question and all of that. I remember one time in the last court we were doing one project on, I guess it was Power BI, and somebody asked a question, and before I was able to answer the person, other people from the call were raising up their hands to answer, and it was a very, very interactive session. And all of this, I think it came from, us being able to listen to other people ideas on what they learned, and all of that. So we all have to know that it is a group thing together. One person, we're all together. We're all in it together. It has to be interactive. We have to know other people by name. See, and that's one of the reasons why I'm also trying to, know everybody by name and all of that, and not to try my best. Not having to ask every time, please, who is this person or who is that person and all of that. So yes, um, someone just joined the call, and I'm just seeing this name for the first time. Please, Mr. or Miss AB or Kenneth, please, can you introduce yourself?
Good evening.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yesterday, you see me yesterday?
Sorry, I think I didn't notice. So, were you on the call for the first class?
No, yesterday I joined.
Okay, so when we joined on the first class, we introduced ourselves. So you are going to introduce yourself. You're going to tell us your name, your full name. You're also going to tell us what you would want everybody to call you during this course. You're going to tell us what you do, if you're a student, you're an employee, what exactly that you do at the moment. And you're also going to tell us why you decided to, join this class and your prospects for this course. Did you get that, Miss Ab?
Okay, I'm with you.
All
Okay,
right.
so AB or Kenneth, so you can call me AB.
Okay.
And I work in a company, so I'm HRO. So I'm here for more knowledge to improve my skills. That's all. Thank you.
All right. So you failed to mention your prospects. What do you want to gain from this cohort at the end of the cohort?
To get the skills in HR in data analytics and to make myself more proficient and efficient also
Yeah.
in my job.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Ab. So yes, I think we. Yes, I'm glad that she's able to introduce herself. I'm also noticing another person. I'm not sure if the person introduced his or herself. I think I saw a name now. How do happiness. I guess person left the call because of network or anything like that. So if at all, so if at all, if so, we have to be, very aware of each other. So yes, thank you, Miss Sebi, for joining. And as I mentioned before, we're all in this together. So we have to, be interactive with each other. Okay, so Miss Ab, could you tell us one or two things that you gained from last night's class?
The data cleansing, then this example I was giving, how to clean the data, I appreciated it that because I'm working a lot of data, so it was very insightful. So it makes me see the importance of data analysis more.
All right. Thank you, Miss Evie. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. So, now that we've all engaged each other, I'm hoping that Mr. Victor is ready for us. Also, I would like to mention that the link for the class attendance will be dropped before some minutes before the end of the call, so that we can, sign attendance and all of that. Thank you. So, Mr. Victor, are you ready for us, sir?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can we hear me? I believe you can hear me loud and clear. In fact, Kumi, I think I'm seeing another new face. Yeah, Miss Damilola Otade, she joined the class for the first time. So I think you missed out on that. Maybe because she's part of the team, you saw her name on the. maybe that's why you overlooked
Yeah.
that. So let me. Should I still give you room for that, or I should go on with my class?
Yes, please let Miss Damilola introduce herself, sir. So, Miss Damilola, are you here? Can you speak, Miss Damilola?
Yes, good evening,
Yes, yes.
everyone.
So I think you heard how Miss AB introduced herself.
Yes, I
Yes.
think.
So just follow the pattern. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Damilola Oyetade. I'm a content creator and copywriter. So I'm here to learn data analysis. I just want to add that knowledge to knowledge. I've just combined the knowledge with my content writing and copywriting. Yeah.
So you failed to mention your prospects for the end of the um cohort.
Okay, by the end of the course, I will have full knowledge about what data analysis entails and be able to also apply it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Damilola. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. I think that's everybody. And I'm not sure about I saw somebody come in and then left. The name was Audu Happiness. So I don't know if he or she's not on the call. Person's not on the call at the moment. So probably when they come in and we have the time before the end of the class, the person will be able to introduce his or herself. So Mr. Victor, we're ready for you, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I trust you had a wonderful day. Yeah. In fact, don't ask me. My own Sunday is always it's always somehow. Most times I start my day maybe around 6:30, leave house for church, and most times I'm always busy till the end of class like this. And which was typical of what I have today. I'm just trying to settle down. I'm just trying to settle down. Jumping from one meeting to another, meeting to another. And then now we still move. we are still on another meeting now. So, so the day was kind of, but then the truth is we move. You know, at times I always tell people that at times when you pay for a class, you are not only motivating yourself to actually get the best out of the class. At times, what you're also doing partially is to motivate the tutor by telling him, Alaye, you don't collect money from my hand, oh, and you guys can't deliver waiting, waiting I don't pay you for. You know, that kind of feeling and the like. Anyway, I'm not saying that, but then I'm just saying that it makes one to be more conscious and to be more deliberate of not coming up with excuse about how your day went. Everybody had a rough day, or how this, that, or that. So, and in the same way, we also as students, yeah, our day might be rough at times. That's the sincere truth. Our days might be rough at times. We might have been running from one meeting to another, having this, having that. Yeah, I know that. But then the truth is, class for me is one of the places I can feel relaxed. Class for me is the place where I can just come and just like freestyling, come and express myself, come and freestyle. I just want to cool off stress and have a kind of creative thinking. Yeah. So that's it. Anytime I'm bored nowadays, I pick up data sets. I pick up data sets. You know, a friend of mine messaged me, was it yesterday? He's working in a. I don't want to mention the company's name because if I mention the company name, some people might know about them. But then the company is here in Ibadan. They are one of the leading guys to an extent when it comes to data analysis in Nigeria. They're one of the top guys. The guy just messaged me yesterday. Said, "Guy, I need your help." Oh. I don't like. What do you need my help for? I was even thinking maybe average Nigerians now. The first thought would be, hope this guy is not broke at the moment. I'm trying to see if I have money. Me self like this now on top. Now I'm God though. But then when they just messaged me, it was like, I've been having issue with the data sets. I want to clean the data sets. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And then I was just like, the first question I asked him was that you guys are training people on data analytics. That was the first. That was the first question I asked him. I said, you guys are training people on data analytics. Don't you have any data analysts on your team? On the likes, like they don't have any data analysts on their team. This and that and that and that. So the message that passed across to me is the fact that yes, I know them before now, and I know that most of their classes are actually pre-recorded to a large extent. So and then when they sent the data sets, and I was just looking at the data set, is this what you guys are running after? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know the data set cleaning and the like. So it's just something I actually enjoy doing. Yeah, it's just something I actually enjoy doing. So and because of the fact that I enjoy doing it, I also enjoy teaching it. That's the truth. I also enjoy teaching it. So I can just close my eyes. In fact, why dozing? That was the latter. I'm not dozing at the moment. Too. If you want to see my face, I can turn on my camera. I'm not dozing at the moment. But then I'm just saying that even there are some things that if they wake you up and they ask you what is your name, you should be able to say it. And then that's the approach I saw want us to have to class. By the time they wake you up and ask you what did you learn in class today, you should be able to regurgitate the key points that you actually learned in class. You should be able to regurgitate it. You should be able to communicate it. One of the proof that you have learned something, one of the proof that you know something is the fact that you can actually communicate the same. You can actually communicate the same. And that's one of the major reasons why we always try as much as possible to support the student-led class. But then apart from that, all this our interactive class we always have to start class is not to buy ourselves time. No, it's not to buy ourselves time. It's not to do this or to no. It is to ensure we are on the same page. It is to ensure we are on the same page. So that's why I said you guys should. But if you are with your dirty notes, I've told you coming to class, always come to class with your dirty notes. And then if you are coming back to class the following day, I know that you are coming to a dirty note. So if you are asked what you learned in class, you can have a kind of quick look into your dirty notes. Maybe just to refresh your memory if you've not done that before. And then you should be able to communicate with us sound, like from a kind of informed point of view. Bold man, be able to express yourself easily. So I'm saying that to say that please let's work on how one of the beauty of it is that by the time you are telling us what you learned in class today, people that were not around in class, they should be able to pick 1 or 2 points. They should be able to pick 1 or 2 things. So this is part of what they taught in class yesterday. This is part of what they taught in class yesterday, and then they should be able to also to enjoy of that. So even if they are going back to their play to go and look at it or this to come and ask questions and the likes, they should be able to enjoy from you also. And then with that, the truth is you communicating it, you are also refreshing your memory, and it's even helps to stick more. So that's just as a kind of short sermon. Yeah, short sermon. So nobody is saying preach it faster. Yeah. So yesterday we started our journey to data analytics. We looked at the definition of data analytics, and I can remember really that we talked about the fact that data analytics is involve examining, cleaning, transforming, and analyzing of your data of your information. Yeah, of your data or of your information. Yeah, it's actually there is. So that yesterday we are able to talk about that while you are analyzing your data, said your examining is actually a very important part of it. Said your planning is a very important part of it. We said your transforming actually a very important part of it, and then your analyzing or visualization is also a very important part of it. And then to what end? That's the goal. if the use of a thing is not known, the abuse is inevitable. It is to what end? It is to the end of helping to derive an insightful, data-driven decision. It is to the help of making a kind of a data, not a kind of a data-driven decision. So that is what we actually talked about yesterday. Also, data and information to an extent, or data and knowledge, they have actually been used interchangeably at times. Data and information or knowledge, they are used interchangeably at times. So why are we saying, okay, you are giving me information about your name? Why am I calling it a data? You know, just those are some questions we might need to be asking ourselves, just to grow more curious a bit. So the basic difference between data and information, because the truth is data is information, but then the basic difference between data and information is the fact that when when you are speaking about information, you can have an information and do nothing with it. You can have an information and do nothing with it. However, when you call it a data, it is with the mindset of post analysis. It is data always come with a mindset of post analysis. You want to be able to derive an insight from it. You want to be able to say some things from it. So that is actually the basic difference between information and data. So yesterday we talked about types of data. Yesterday we said we have descriptive data. I said types of data. Okay, we said we have structured data and we have unstructured data, and then we have a semi-structured data. And then when you're talking about there is difference between type of data and data type. Please be noting all those words though, so that by the time we get to that particular point, you we let me let me let me share my should I share let me share my screen. Have I opened this? I've not opened this Excel. Let me go and open it. Let me go and open the Excel sheet we used yesterday and then share it to the class. Okay. So I share screen. Okay. So I believe by now everybody should be able to see my screen. Let me confirm from my end if everybody can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. My screen is showing now. So I said yesterday we talked about. I said there's a difference between type of data and data type. Type of data. This was when we discussed about we have structured data, we have unstructured data, we have semi-structured data. When we discussed about structured data, we said structured data are actually data sets that are in rows and in columns. This that was over here. Structured data are data that are in rows and in columns. They are always stable. We said unstructured data are data that are not in rows and columns. They are not organized. For example, our text, our PDF file, our email, our notepad, our word, our images, our voice notes, our videos, our audio recording. And then we now said when we have structured data and unstructured data jumbled together inside the same folder or inside the same file, then we can call that kind of data set a semi-structured data because it has structured data and it has unstructured data. So, but then when you're talking about your data type, we have so many data type. So that's when we get here to this guy over here, you see them. We have numbers. We are calling it a number here. By the time we get to our SQL, we see that integers. We have currency. When you are dealing with currency, it's different from when you are dealing with normal numbers. We have short dates, we have long dates, we have time, we have percentage, we have fraction, we have whole number, we have scientific, we have text. These are your data type. I'm mentioning all those because by the time we get to SQL, we must this guy is a must. We are going to use them under our Excel also and our Power BI because you have to define your data type before you start work. Before you start working on your data set, let your computer know that okay, this in this column I will actually have date inside it, so that by the time you are using your timeline filter, by the time you are using your timeline, your filter, it will be able to understand it and pick it that oh, in this folder what we have are actually dates, and it will treat it as one. So but then in your SQL, anytime you are creating, because of the fact that we are going to learn a little bit about database administration, database creation, talking about some of the tools data scientists use to give you a basic knowledge into data science. So while you are creating your database, it is you can't avoid defining your data type. If you write salary, maybe that's a column heading. You must tell the computer that this salary is an integer, is a must. Telling them guy name. You must tell the guy that this name is a voucher. In fact, not only voucher, it's a voucher that should not be more than 50. By the time we get to all those guys, we learn all this. But then data type is actually all the things we have over here, all the nature or the definition our data can actually assume. For example, these guys on his own, they are general here. However, they are what? They are your vouchers, they are your variable characters, or they are your text. That's their data type, their text. So everything, all these things, they actually have their functions. So from there, we discuss about the types of analytics we have yesterday. Also, so someone say I think I had someone said we did not define type of analytics. Okay, possibly because you. Okay, yes, I saw the video. Yeah, I'm so sorry for that, Mr. Emmanuel. I'm so sorry for that. I saw the video also, and then I had a discussion around it with Komi. She told me what happened already. So sorry for that. So for the types of analytics, yesterday we said we have descriptive analysis, and then for descriptive analysis, we said we want to know what happened. You want to know what happened in the company, so that's your descriptive analysis. And then we said we have your diagnostic analysis. For diagnostic analysis, that was where I mentioned churn analysis, that every one of us will be doing our churn analysis. And I said it's very important. All these things, the churn analysis actually help you to see why things happen in your company. That is diagnostic analytics. You want to know why some things happen. Why are some customers leaving? Why are staff leaving the company? Why is your product not selling high again? So you want to know you want to be able to answer some of these why questions. You want to be able to answer some of these why questions. So this is where the diagnostic actually comes in. Also for your predictive, you want to be able to predict what is happening in your company in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You know, when I was explaining yesterday, I was saying that this predictive is what stock market guys always use. Crypto guys, what they always use when they're trying to forecast the price actions of stock or of markets. So what they are doing is that they are predicting from before you can start predicting. Your data set must be big to an extent. You need data for years before you can do predictive analysis. For example, to an extent, maybe you still need for about 10 years, except you want to try and split it to maybe months, and then from your months, you're trying to see how they are moving in months and not in years. Maybe it's that, maybe you can make do with maybe 5 years, 6 years, or 10, even that 10 years. So predictive analysis helps you to forecast what will happen in the company. And I remember yesterday that I used the example of pharmacists in predictive analysis. I remember very vividly that I used the example of pharmacists yesterday. And so for prescriptive analysis, I said once a pharmacist diagnose or a doctor diagnose someone, the next thing they will do is that they will prescribe the drug. So which means that from what is happening, from why some things happen, You are giving the kind of recommendation, what they can do to correct some things. You are giving your recommendation. You are prescribing drugs for them. You are prescribing solutions, way out. You are prescribing it for them. So that's where we have the prescriptive analysis. And then also, we said we went to the approach of data analysis, or we said steps in analyzing your data. Steps in analyzing data. We said the first step is data connection. For your data collection, this is actually not your work. This is actually work of data scientists. For a data analyst, this is actually not our work. However, we are in Nigeria. They can push anything to your table. However, this guy is actually not your work. Data collections, it is actually not your work. The work of data analyst actually starts from data processing. Anytime you are working on any data set, the company you are working with, they will give you the data set you have to work on. You are not the one to go and start gathering the data. They will give you the data set to work on. So, and then if there are some information missing out in the data set you are giving, analysis etiquette says that you should write back to the company and tell them to supply you with that information, not you assuming that this is not you assuming that this is supposed to be this or that's supposed to be that. No, there should be no room for any assumption, because any form of assumption that you are doing or anything that you are doing that you are taking, it is helping the data set. It's actually affecting the integrity of the data. It is actually affecting the integrity of, and you don't want the integrity of the data to be compromised. You don't want the integrity of the data. So anytime you are given incomplete data sets, what you are meant to do at that particular point in time is to write back to them. Tell them the data set you gave me is not complete. So can you supply me data set on this, on that, on that, on that? So that you can start your work. So we said we have data collections, we have data processing, we said we have data cleaning, we said we have data analysis itself, then we said we have data visualization, and then we said we have data reporting. And then lastly from yesterday, we said anytime you want to start any work, always try to duplicate the original file so that if anything happens, you can have something to back on. So, and then okay, this was part of the little assignments we were able to run. I mean, should I call it assignment or little exercise we were able to do in class yesterday? Yeah, it's part of the little exercise we were able to do in classes. So today, without so much ado, we are diving into the Excel interface. We are diving into the Excel interface. So for our Excel interface, we are trying to see what is happening on Excel. What is happening? You know, we are trying to what analysis are we doing now? we are doing descriptive analytics. We are doing descriptive analytics. So we are describing. We want to know what is happening on the Excel page itself. We want to know what is happening on the Excel page itself. And then the shortcut, I've sent a file for shortcuts was on the page. I mentioned that yesterday, and I mentioned it again. And also, if you need a kind of manual for that will guide you through what we are doing in class today, I've also sent a kind of manual also on the page, so that you can have access to those. So if you are not on the page yet, just let me know. Let me know. I think I have to ask Mr. Emmanuel this evening. You know, so please let me know. But then you have a manual, something that can actually guide you. I deliberately used that manual for you guys because it guides you through the process, and it is properly coined to show you pictorial view of things. So on your Excel, I said this guy as a O that we are minimizing as a O like this. It's actually what we call worksheet. This guy as a whole is a workbook rather. It's a workbook. In this introductory class that we saved as a whole, it's a workbook. And then in our workbook, we can have our sheets. We can have our sheet. We can have as many sheets as possible. We can have sheets. So inside this our sheet, all these guys you can see over here. All these guys you can see over here, we call them cell. This is actually a cell. This is a cell. This is a cell. This is a cell. Cell. So now there's something we call cell address. There's something we call cell address, or we can call it cell reference. We can call it cell address, or we can call it self reference. This is the guy over here. So anytime you are clicking on any cell here, this guy over here will change the name to the name of the cells you are picking. So I believe many people might have been seeing this guy on the Excel sheet and they don't even know the function or what it is doing over there. Anytime, notice this, we have E10 at the moment. Let me change to another one. Can you see it has changed to M16? So this guy is actually our cell address or cell reference, and each of these guys are cell. So how are we getting this cell address or cell reference? Excel, Microsoft Excel is actually making use of combining column address and row address, or column numbering and row numbering. So that is what it is using to formulate. So now we have H15 here. What this guy is telling us for H15 is that this is column H, row 15. This is column H, row 15. And if you look at the Excel sheet, you see that on this guy, up here, you can see your columns numbering. You can see your column numberings up here. And then we have it, so we have it to any length you want to go. So for this guy, you said this is H, this is column H, and what is this guy? Row 15. Can you see? So we have here H15, column 8, row 15. That's your name, that's your address or your cell reference. That's your cell reference or your cell address. So let's assume you are working on a large data set, and then there's a reference to, let's say, AZ550. You know, instead of moving your mouse up and down, you can easily come and type it over here and click on your enter. Can you see? Then we click on enter. Can you see? It's giving us AZ here, and it's giving us the 550 here. Can you see? So that's a quick way to navigate through on your workbook. Come back here. You want to see ZZ 1500. Let's see. Can you see ZZ 1500? Let's go to ZZ 115,000. 150,000. Let's go to 150,000. Can you see ZZ 150,000? ZZ 150,000. So this is a quick way for you to walk around your data set. If you still want to do ZZZ, I don't know what you are looking for is ZZZ, but then let's look at it. Okay, this guy is. So for the amount of data sets that you can do on Excel can accommodate slightly above 1 million data sets at a point without dragging, without giving you any problem. It is about 1.048 or something like that. It's above 1 million, but then it's less than 1.05 million. That's the number of data sets your Excel, numbers of rows your Excel can work with at a time. So if you have a data set that is more than that, the best guy to run to is your Power BI. The best guy. So let me go back home. A1. So I'm back to A1, so that I will not be scrolling up and down or dragging things. So this is your cell. This is your cell reference or your cell address. Okay, it is inside the cell scope, what's called name. This is your formula. And what this guy does that it helps you to keep formulas. It helps you to keep your formulas. So the cell itself, it is designed in a way to actually only give you results. The cell itself is designed in a way to give you only the final results. So for example, you are doing 2 plus 2 equals to 2 plus 2. So can you see, it is only the final result that is here. So how did we arrive at this? This is why the formula box or formula bar, this is one housing back end. So we have this one to be the front end, and we have this guy to be the back end. So this is our formula bar. Okay. So now coming to our interface up here, the first one we have our clipboard. We have our clipboard. So we've discussed about workbook. We've defined what our workbook is. We've defined what our sheet is. So inside our sheet we have our cell. We have our cell address or reference, and then we have this one inside what we call name box. Name box. Okay. So now we said we have our formula bar. Said our formula bar always help us to hide our formulas as cell only gives results. Only gives results, final results. That's the only thing it gives. So we can call this one front end. We can call this one front end, and we can call this one back end. So from there, we can move to our clipboard. So under our clipboard, don't mind me. So under our clipboard, we have paste. This guy paste. To an extent, we all know paste. This is cut. This is copy. This is format printer. Yes. I'm trying to start from the easiest part before we start to get to the complex part. That's why I'm taking my time. So we have copy over here. We have cut over here. We have paste over here. Then we have format printer. So for your copy, this is your copy. And then shortcut for copy is what? Control C. So we can start our shortcut. Shortcut that we are learning today is Control C. Control plus C. So this is copy. So I'm pressing Control C on my keyboard right now. Control C. Can you see it's giving me a moving a kind of moving chain on my stuff. Now I can come and put the result here. Control V. Control V. That is for your pasting. Control plus V. Paste. Paste. For your cut, I want to move this guy from here to here. So I can easily press cut. Cut here. I can come here and press my cut and put it here. Control V AB for paste. Control V. Can you see? If I don't want to do that, I can easily say for cut to Control X. Press a Control X and then come here and press a Control V. Can you see? So for our cut, we have Control plus X. That's for your cut. So we have been able to use copy. We have been able to use paste. We have been able to use cut. Now, what am I writing here? This is format printer, not paste format printer. This is format printer. So this guy, I bet some people don't even know what this guy means. I can bet that. Format printer. Okay, so this guy over here that I'm moving over at the moment, we have some formatting behind it. What are the formatting we have behind it? At the moment, we have a background color for it. The background color is color green. The text itself, clipboard, it has been bolded. Yeah, and then it is in white color at the moment. So this format that is here, I want to replicate it. I can either do Control C, copy, and paste. Can you see that it's replicated it, Abi? Okay, let's say if I want to cut it, I can say Control X and then Control V, cut. Let me cut it back to where it belongs. Control V. Can you see I've cut it back? However, if you notice in what I've done so far, it's copied the background and it's copied the text inside it. What about if I only want to copy the background and I don't want to copy the text inside it? I just want to copy only the background. So what can I do? That is the work of the format painter. So for your format painter, you click on this guy. So instead of clicking on your copy or your cut, you click on your format painter. So when you click on your format painter, you see something like a paint brush. This is it, a paint brush with then come and put it, come and click on where you are going. Can you see? It's changed the format immediately. So we now have a background for it. We have the text in white as against black it was before, and we have it coding. So it copied all the formats inside here and it pasted it here. And at this particular point in time, we are still maintaining our text. So that's what format painter does. So now for on our fonts, so I need to copy this for I need to copy the format now so that I won't be doing the formatting all over again. Okay, for our fonts, other our fonts, we have different fonts you want to work on. The truth is, as a data analyst, you actually don't need these guys. You don't need to be changing fonts. Maybe your time New Roman is okay. In fact, nobody's looking at your fonts. They only want to see your visualization or your dashboard. All your fonts are for your own aesthetic view. No client has any business with that, or no manager has any business with that. What they are after is after your dashboard, the final product that you are giving to them. So you can play around any font you want as it is convenient for you. Imagine, let me use this guy. Okay, let me use it for this. Let me look for one native font and use. Okay. So imagine I'm presenting, I'm using this kind of fonts. You know, this is a good font, but then it's not legible. So that's why I said at times fonts, you can change your font here if you want to change it. Your font size, you want to increase the size of what you have in there, you can increase it here. That's your font size. And if you don't want to use this, then you can come and use this guy. If you want to decrease, you can decrease with this guy. If you want to increase, you can increase with this guy easily. If you want to bolding, come here, you can bolding. If you want to italicize, you can italicize it. If you want to underline, if you want to double underline, you can double underline. And then for this, if you want to create a border, for example, let me do this. Let me pick these guys. Let me create a border. So I need all border. So can you see? These guys are faint. This guy is bold. So let me help you to see it better. View. Let me click the guy. Can you see? The format that was there was actually grid lines. But then I've given these guys border. That is why even when I put up the grid lines, it's still there. So I can on my grid lines back. So that's what that is for. If you want to give your table border and the likes, that is what that all is. Anyway, the truth is you might not be necessarily needing all this. You might not. However, except for your personal use. For example, I'm a consultant. I prepare bill at times. Maybe anytime one client just wants to pay my head down. And while preparing bill, I have to put border on the bill. I'm using Excel also, and I have to put border on the bill. So that those kind of things, because I'm presenting it, that's the final product that I'm giving to the clients. So I have to be very deliberate about these borders. But then, if this is not the final product I'm giving to the clients, everything you're doing in your back end, it is just for your own freestyle, your own fun and the like. So that's the border. Now this is background color. If you want to change background color or fit color, or just like we did for this is the color. So this is where to come. So I can change this to black. Can you see it is changing? I can change this to red. Can you see it is changing? I can change this to yellow. So this is your test color. This is your test color. I can change this to black if I want. I can change it to this color if I want. I can change it to any color. It's actually placed around your color. So that is that with that. Then we have alignments. We have alignments. So let's do the same thing. Let's copy format, then put inside here. Okay, alignment. So for your alignment, there are different types of alignments. We have right alignment. If you are conversant with Microsoft Word, you should know all this. we have left alignment, we have center alignment. Now, under a Z, we have top alignment, we have mid alignment, and then we have bottom alignment. We have bottom alignment. So what is our right alignment? Let me do something now. Let me create some space. Create space here. Create space for this guy. Can you see that this guy is big? Can it be bigger? Let's make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay, this guy is big. So let me type my name inside here. Victor Polapo. That's my name. In case you don't know my name, that's my name. So so at the moment, because this guy is on general, by default, anything that is on general takes left alignment. This is the alignment, left alignment. This guy over here, align left. By default, anything on general picks left alignment, and anything on number, be it your integers or be it your date, they take right alignment by default. So that's one of the reasons why defining your data type is very important, so that the system will know which alignment to pick, because it's quite easy. Once you instruct the guy, this thing I'm inputting now, is actually number. For example, let me change this to number. Okay, it's not picking as number because this guy knows that this is not a number. So let's do for a number. By default, it will pick a number. By default, to pick a number. Yeah. By default. So this is right alignment. This is right. So this is not ordinary left. This is not ordinary right. This is bottom left alignment. This guy is sitting at the bottom. So if I wanted to come to the top, this is it. Top alignment. Can you see? This is our top. If I wanted to come to the top, this is our top. If I want to sit at the middle, I can make it to sit at the middle. If I want to come back, I can make it to come back. So if I want it to be center aligned, I can make it to the center. If I want it to be right, I can put it to the right. Can you see? So, at times you might be working on some things, and then you are having a lot of tests, and then you are doing a kind of numbering. Let's say this is number 3, and this numbering is sitting down here. It might not really make any sense. So the best thing is just come here, come and put this guy at the center, so that it can capture everything you are typing inside there, since this numbering is for everything on this row. So it is just best here, instead of it just sitting down somewhere like this, looking kind of displaced or missing. So that's about your alignment. For your index, for your index, you can either increase or decrease your index. By that, you mean that you are increasing or decreasing where these guys are. Can you see? This guy is coming back inside. When I'm picking this, it's coming back inside. Can you see? And then this, if I want to take it back, this guy is bringing it back. The truth is, some of these guys you might not really use them because they don't. We are only teaching you Excel so that you can be very grounded in Excel itself. But then for data analytics, you might not really be needing all these functions, or you might not be using them more frequently. Okay, so yeah, this guy you might be needing this guy, especially if you are a teacher and you are looking at a way to automate your student reports, and then to be able to do something very fast. Part of the first assignment you're doing has to do with a report card. Yeah, it has to do with report card. That one is constant for all cohorts. Some assignments are constant for all cohorts. For example, all this my conditional formatting assignments is constant for all cohorts. No cohorts can actually miss that. So, and it's the same thing for all cohorts. It's the same thing. So, but then those kind of things we actually okay. For example, now let's assume I'm a teacher and I'm preparing my students' scorecard, mathematics. I'm saying English. Okay, since we are done with these guys, let me return these guys back to their normal. Delete. So to return this guy back to their normal, I don't need to be dragging like this again. I don't need to be dragging. What I have to do is just come here, double click here. Oh, because I've increased it initially. Let's see. Yeah, this is supposed to move itself. Can you see it? It moved itself. So just double click. That's another shortcut. If you have your cell big and you want it to be to the size of what you have on the test, this is how your mouse looks like. Just come here. It will change to black, having arrow face both sides. Just left click twice. Left click twice. It will return it back to the size that will contain it. So you have your English, you have your social studies. I can't guys can also make use of this. Anybody can actually make use of this. Anybody can actually make use of this. Blah 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 blah. So these guys are here and they are looking upward. In fact, the first card I will not even have the address to do properly. So just come here. You can do your vertical. Can you see? It's changed this. You can do your this. Can you see? It's makes this better. You can rotate downward if that's what you like. So this is actually controlling the position of your test. Actually, it is controlling the orientation of your test. So you can use this to change the orientation of your test. So I think this is fine. Yeah. So, okay. Okay. That's because of what I have up there. That's why it's enlarging this. So that is what this function is for over here. For this guy, this is what we call wrap test. This is what we call wrap test. For example, let me write this Victor. Whether you believe it or not, Victor Kolapo is a fine boy. He has plenty money, but although it is by faith. So we have this long test, and this test, according to our cell address, this test is in B32. This test is in B32. And then can you see this test is already encroaching C32, already encroaching D32, already encroaching E32, already encroaching F32. In fact, it is on G32. In fact, it is on G32. So we need to do something to this guy, because imagine we have done anything with Olapo here, and once something here, he always go to school at noon. Can you see this one? This one has already covered up, and it has already covered this one, and also encroaching. Let's see. Comment on this. This one is also encroaching this. So just like Yoruba will say, one book around that they are covering each other's shine. They are not allowing each other to shine. Okay, so what can we do in such scenario? Just pick this guy and click on wrap test. Can you see? Then you click on wrap test. It contains all the old tests inside our cell B2. It will contain the whole cell inside. So what happened is just that by default, it checked the size and it increased your row height by itself. It increased your row height by itself. So that's what your wrap test can do for you. This guy also, let's wrap this guy also. Can you see? Let's wrap this guy also. Can you see? So it ensures whatever you have in that cell stays in that cell without encroaching another man's property. So that's that. So this guy is what's called match and center. If you want to match, for example, let's come back, Ctrl C. Put this guy here. I'm not wrapping the test. Yeah. This guy is long. So instead of wrapping it like this, I don't have any other thing I'm doing up here. For example, I'm saying project title. Project title. So there is something here. Okay, I can enlarge this to contain it. Yeah. And that's a project title. Synthematics, capstone project on Excel. So can you see that this guy is encroaching all these guys? However, if we wrap it like this, it is not making any sense. And then we don't need all this space in front. We don't need all the space in front. So what can we do in such case? We can match all these cells together to be one. So that's where match and center comes in. Match test. Can you see? It removed all the lines in between. So once you click on this, it picks the cell as one, and it gives it the reference number of your first column, P39. But then we don't have C39 again, we don't have D39 again. So that's what this guy does. It helps you to mark your text. It helps you to mark your text. And if you want to unmatch, you can unmatch. If you want to match across, if you want to match cell. So that's what that guy is doing for us. So let's create more space over here. I just use the insert function under our cell. Just use the insert function. Let me use it again. If you want to add more rows, or you want to add a row, possibly you missed something out, and you want to fill it instead of cleaning and coming over again, then you can easily use your insert cell. And then since we've already inserted, we are not using this guy again. So since I'm not using it, I can just come and delete it. That's where we have delete cell. So it's as simple as that. So with that, we've done on cells. On cells, we have insert cells, copy format. We have insert cells. We have delete. So we have delete. So you can insert, you can delete. Can you see? You can delete your cell. You can delete sheet rows, which we just did. You can delete sheet column. You can delete the whole sheet in its entirety. Also, you can insert cell. You can insert cell row. You can insert cell column, and then you can insert sheet in its entirety. So that's that about. Oh, I just inserted a new sheet. Can you see? I just this sheet now. I just inserted it now. So then for formats, when it comes to your formatting, if you want to rename your sheets, this is where you can do that. If you want to copy your sheet, you want to move your sheet, this is where you can do that. If you want to copy your sheet, for example, let me copy this guy. I've changed the color now. Let's see. The color is not showing forth very well because it is mixing with black. It's very close to black. All these are just added. They are not deleted. Can you see that this guy has changed already? So that's how to do your coloring. Okay. So that's for formatting again. If you want to rename, you can rename your sheets. Excel interface. So I just renamed that. So let's look at it. Red Excel interface. Okay. Format. So this, if you want to change your row height, if you want to change your column width, so these are just things you can actually just play about around. If you want to protect your sheet, you want to lock your cell. Protecting your sheet, you can actually use password to lock your sheet. That even if you give somebody your sheet, if the person does not have the password, the person will not be able to work on your sheet at all. So that's one of the things we use for corporate organizations. And for corporate organizations, once we lock sheet, it is only the management team that we have access to the password or to unlock the sheet. Under our spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet online, you can easily add their mail. If they are working with their mail on it, then they can access all those log sheets. However, people with visiting mails, they will not be able to edit some of those sheets. But then if you are using offline like this, you can easily do it offline. You just create a password. You create a password, and the password will lock your cell or your sheet. So that's just a little kind of security measure. So this is format. This is format. So if anybody wants to know about that, this is it. Protect your sheets. You want to protect this. I want to protect this particular sheet. So you can protect, select locked cell, select unlocked cell, format cell, format. So I can just click this and write password 1 2 3 4 5. So okay. So enter password 1 2 3 4 5. So if I want to work or do anything on this guy now, Oh, okay. You guys cannot see what I'm looking. Let me share my entire screen. So sorry for that. I just confirmed from my phone now. Let me share my entire screen. Entire screen. I believe you can see my entire screen now. Okay. Let me undo. Can you see? I'm even trying to undo now. I'm even trying to press Control Z now. It's telling me it's not possible. And that's because the cell or chart you're trying to change is unprotected. To make change unprotect the cell, you might be requested to enter a password. Can you see? Nobody will be able to do anything on any cell without entering the password. So you can just come back here if you want to unprotect your sheets. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our password. And then click on your OK. Then you can now work again on your sheet. So Mr. Philip, you have a question. I can see your hands raised up. Please ask a question, sir.
Okay, I think I don't know if you can just slightly help us move backward to where you started talking about locking your sheet,
Okay.
workbook, and wherever with password. I think every of those sections didn't actually show; it was not captured.
Okay. Let me quickly run through that. Let me quickly run through that.
Okay.
I said for format, once you click on this guy, format, you have your protect sheet over here. So to protect your sheet, once you click on your protect sheet, you are protecting against anybody having access to this particular sheet. So once you click on your protect sheet, once you come under your format and you click on your protect sheet, what you need to do is just come here and input your password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the password I'm using. So and then if I like I can do all this one also, but then protect worksheet and content of locked cell. So I've already protected the worksheet. I'm already protecting the worksheet already here. So I don't really need to go into all those. So enter the password all again. Just to confirm, just like password confirmation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then click on your OK. So I've protected this sheet. Nobody can work on this sheet again at this particular point in time. In fact, myself, I'm the author. Let me try and work on it. Can you see? I'm the author. This guy should understand the fact that I'm the author and should be able to give me the access. At least this is the system I'm still using. But then there's no respect. That's the word. There's no respect. So before I can work or before anybody can work, guys, you can't do anything. I'm trying to type. You can't do anything on the sheet at the moment until you unprotect the sheet. So how can you unprotect it? Just come back here, unprotect sheet, and then enter your password 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you can now start working on your sheet back. So that's just a simple way to protect your sheet. It's just to protect your sheet. Maybe you are working on something and you don't want anybody to just come and stop it. And then maybe you are working with a company system. Anybody have access to it and the likes, and then you can just undo your works, do anything, and then you just be like start all over again and the likes. The best approach is just protect your sheets. Nobody will be able to access it. So we've done for clipboard, font, alignment, we jump to cell. So now we are coming back to numbers. So for numbers, the numbers is just talking about our data types. Talking about our data type. We have general, we have number, we have currency, we have accounts, we have short date, we have long dates, we have time, we have percentage, we have fraction, we have scientific, we have text. So for these guys, you by default, I said by default, three will pick number, test will pick test by default, and then if I'm working with currency, I can tell this guy that it is currency that I'm working on currency, and it will automatically add the currency and then the turbo sign for me by default. So and then if I'm working with percentage, I'm putting 5 here. Okay, I can instead of going inside that place, I can just put my percentage here. Can you see? It's giving me the percentage once and for all. And then this guy over here is to increase your zero or to reduce your zero, increasing of your decimal or reducing this. Can you see? I'm increasing the number of zeros. I'm reducing the numbers of zeros. So that's what this guy actually does. So and then this your comma. This is your comma. For example, you are inputting so many values. So the value is looking like this. It's looking on percentage or percentage. Just click on your comma. Just click on your comma. Let's do this. Can you see? So from there, from this, I can easily read this as a kind of figure compared to the original state that it is like this. Then put comma here. So it is easier to read this compared to reading this. So these are just to make your work more aesthetically appealing. So that's about. So we've discussed about Control C, Control V. We've discussed about numbers now. So another thing we talk about is our styles. Another thing we talk about is our styles. Under our styles, we have what we call conditional formatting. We have conditional formatting. I used it briefly in our first class. Under your conditional formatting, you can use this guy to do a fast cleaning, a kind of fast cleaning in your data set. It's one of the tools we use for data processing and cleaning. It's part of the tools we use. And then also can also be used to derive insights also from the data sets. So there will be a proper class for conditional formatting where we exploit conditional formatting. And then one of your first assignments will be on conditional formatting. So that should be our next class if I'm not mistaken. There should be a class on conditional formatting. What are class? Basic system function, sum, average, and the understanding conditional formatting and paste special. So we'll be discussing on that by next week. So we don't need to rush into that. But it's one of the strong guides you need to understand as a data analyst to make your work easier. So we have formatting as table here. We have different table formats. By the time you start working on tables and you want all these table formats, they are just to make nobody's checking your table format. They are your back ends. Nobody's checking how fine it is. It is just what actually works for you, what is aesthetically appealing for you, what you can see easily. Someone like myself, I don't like all these flashy guys. I don't like all these flashy guys. If I need to use table, most likely I prefer to use this light. If I need to use something looking dark, that's when I can come to this guy. I don't. Most times I don't deal with all these flashy guys. Maybe for ladies, maybe you can like the flashy guys. I don't know. But then most of the times I deal with all these dark colors. If I need to work on table. However, at times I can decide not to work on table, just to work on my Excel sheet straight up, and then just use my feature in editing, and then with that I can see I'll still be able to achieve the same results. Yeah, the difference between using table and then the difference between using table and then using let's do a kind of practical example of difference between using table and then using my normal sheet. I have let's say I have less figure, less. I have multiply. So let me disturb your head a bit. Don't get disturbed. Let me disturb your head a bit. All this I'll still teach you this thing a bit later. I'll teach you a bit later. Let me pick to 5. Okay, 3. Let me come down to 23. Okay, for the I equals to, let me pick random again. Random numbers between 25 to 25. Okay. So what I just did now, it was like this. What I just did now was that there are two ways to this thing. When my mouse is here, it changed to black. It's changed to black. So I can double click this guy, Papa. Just to left click. That is what we call fill down. Somebody asked a question about fill down yesterday. So I already have my formulas in here. This is the reference point that it's coming from. Before you can use fill down, you must have a reference point because your fill down is working with a reference point. So even if you have 10,000 data sets here, 10,000 data sets, and then your reference point is actually filled. By the time you fill down here, it will do for all the whole 10,000 data set at once. So you don't need to be disturbing yourself to be populating one after the other, to everyone after the other, everyone after the other. No, you don't need to be doing that. So what I did was that I double tapped this guy. This guy on the norms is white, but then when it got here, it's turned to black. Just left click twice, papa. Can you see it went? So, but then if I don't want to do that, I can do I can do my fill down. So, but then for fill down, this guy will be coming one after the other. So, which means that to use my fill down, I need to drag this guy down to the last guy and then do my fill down. Can you see? This is looking like a long cut for me. In case I have to take down data sets, I can't be dragging down. It will waste my time. So if I don't want to use fill down here, shortcut for fill down is Control D. You know, this is blank now. I'm not pressing anything on my system. I'm only pressing Control D. Control D. Can you see? Control D. It's fill down. So we've learned another shortcut now. Control D to fill down. Control D to fill down. So that's what just happened now. And then for our multiplication, we say equals to this times this. So then we can do the same thing again. Papa. Yeah, this is fantastic. But then in other way, we can do this.
Same issue. Jesus.
So let's come back. I just divided to that place to show you how table works. So from there, we talked about our conditional formatting. We look at our conditional formatting. Rules for our conditional formatting, what we're dealing with are rules. Greater than, less than, between, equals to, text that contain date or recurring, duplicate value. If we're dealing with top 10, top, bottom 10, average, above average, below average. Then we have your bars. For this, your bars, you can be using for this your bar, you can be using for some kind of grading system, or maybe for your project tracking. You can be using all this your bar for your project planning, project tracking on Excel. You can be using all this your bars. Then we have our color scales also. We have our color scales also. Then we have our icon set. We have our icon set. Our icon set, this one can be used for grading to an extent also. It can be used for grading to an extent. So that's that about conditional formatting. We go in depthly to conditional formatting. So format are stable. Format are stable. That's the format I just showed us now. Then format cell format. Yeah, cell format. So for cell format, this guy is here. I want to change the format over here. I want to change it to bad. Can you see? So it is just changing the format of your current cell as you want or as you please. That is what cell format does. That is what cell format does. So it just helps you to just do some quick things on maybe just some quick formatting. What you can achieve with this self style, you can also achieve it with these guys, with this your font, your background color, and your text color. Yeah, you can achieve that also. So we are done with style. Now we've done cell. Editing. Yeah. Under our editing, these are part of the tools we'll be using for our data cleaning. Editing. These are part of the tools we'll be using for our data cleaning. We'll be using our filtering and sorting. We'll be using our filtering and sorting. We'll be using our find or replace. In case there are error that you need to find on your data set, we are going to be looking into that. And in this one, these are our sum, auto sum, average, count number. These are maximum. These are numbers. These are basic arithmetics. These are basic arithmetics. I think we should be dealing on that by next class. Understanding basic exact functions, sum, average, count A, count A, maximum, minimum, and then if, and a if. So if by the time we're getting to if, we are already getting to logical statements. Yeah. It should just be kind of introduction to logical statements. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If logical statements. Yeah. So we might be doing some logical statements on under this. We have sanding and absolute referencing. Okay, this and that and that. Okay, so let's move further. So for your fill down, we've already discussed about our fill down, fill right, fill up, and fill left. Yeah, we have all those functions that you can use to fill. Then this should be your clear. If you want to clear your format, you want to clear your content, just like your erasers. So this is what that is. These are add-ins. You don't have any issue with all this for now. Then under your insert, you have your pivot table. As immediately I clicked on this, it will create a new worksheet. However, because there is no table, okay, let me use this guy. This is a table. Nice, it's giving me a recommendation. I don't want your recommendation. Pivot table, yeah. So it creates another cell. So now, this is giving me a summary of what I have on my table. Even if I have 10,000 columns, it should be here. So from there, I can start my visualization journey. I can start visualizing things. So that is what your pivot table does. We get into that also expressly. So tables, then illustrations. You can do so many illustrations. You can add. In fact, Excel is so crazy that the truth is, if you want to do something like as a graphic design, even on Excel, you can even do it. I think there was a time I saw one advert. They did their graphics on Excel. Excel is actually multi-purpose. Excel is wide. It is actually multi-purpose. There is only what you want to use it for that you actually get to use it for. So we have your illustration. You want to add your pictures. You want to add for our pictures. Yes, we'll be needing pictures once we start our visualization. I might not really go in-depthly into pictures or sourcing for pictures in our Excel class, but then definitely in our Power BI class, I will be going further into how to source pictures and how to use pictures in your visualizations, because pictures makes your visualization more appealing. It makes them it makes looking at the picture under that analysis. So and then your shape also, your 3D model, this is 3D models. So then your charts. Yeah, let's come to charts. These guys, let's come to charts. Because I know that there's no chart. I can pick on all charts. So on your chart, we have column charts, we have line charts, we have pie charts, we have bar charts, we have map, we have scattered charts, we have histogram. Those things we did in statistics, in mathematics, SS class. Those things we did in mathematics SS class. Those are the things we are employing now to form in data analytics. They are teaching us data analytics all this while, but then our eyes has not really been exposed to it. So our column charts, our clustered column, we have our stacked column, we have our percentage stacked column, then we have our 3D clustered, we have our stacked clustered, 3D clustered, 3D this. Somebody is running away from mathematics in class. Somebody is running away. I can see Mr. Nelson. Are you scared of mathematics or what? Somebody is running away. yeah. The truth is, to an extent, you will do mathematics in data analytics. To an extent, so it now depends on how in depth you want to go. But then the cheat code is that all our data analytics tools, they will give you insights. They are not. It's something like, Liverpool won their match today. So, and then everybody, I saw everybody are just saying, posting, never walk alone, never walk alone. When you are working with your Excel, when you are working with your Power BI, even when you are working with your SQL, don't worry, you are not working alone. You are not working alone, because the algorithm of these guys as a program to give you insight into what is expected of you. They're giving you insight into what is the next thing you have to type. The next thing you have to type is just for you to understand the model. It's just for you to understand how it works out. Definitely, your knowledge of statistics will actually play out in some part, especially if you are going into financial analysis. Financial analysis, you can't run away from statistics. Just forget about it. You can't run away from statistics. However, there are some things you can still run away from statistics. For example, for your HR, you don't really need statistics. For your sales, to an extent, you don't really need statistics. To an extent, you don't really need statistics. So for some of these guys, you can actually run away from statistics, or let me say in-depth, or let me say advanced functions. Let me use that word, advanced formulas. You can run away from them, but then the truth is, you still need a little knowledge of statistics. What I will do for you guys is that I will drop a link. That's one of the statistics write-up I always recommend for my students. I will drop a link to a statistics write-up for you that will get you started in statistics. By the time we get to our SQL, you'll be seeing something like all this our Venn diagram. Yeah, we'll be discussing about Venn diagram once we get to the SQL. We'll be talking about our union, our subsets, our interceptions, our interceptions. All those things they taught us in mathematics then. We'll be using them in data analytics. And we'll start using them when we are matching 2 or 3 tables together. All those things. They are don't worry. Mr. Leslie, all of us will go do all right together. We are in it together. So we have our line charts, our line. We have our line with stack. We have our line with marker. We have our line, stacks line with marker. We have our pie charts. We have our pie charts. We have our 3D pie charts. We have our pie of pie. We have our bar of pie, and then we have our donuts. Yeah, just like I always tell my students, I love eating donuts. I love the feel of donuts on my Power BI. I just love seeing donuts. I just love the feel of donuts. Especially when I'm trying to argue some case, I just love the feel of donuts. So from there we have our bar chart also. We have our bar chart. We have just like our column chart. We have our clusters. We have our stacked bar chart. We have our percentage stacked bar chart. We have our 3D. Then we have our area. We have our area also. Then we have our scatter diagram. Okay, so in physics, they taught us something in physics. In fact, in SS3 mathematics, they taught us something that you will plot a graph, and after plotting the graph, you will mark. You will have your origin, your y, your x, your y, and then you start marking. You start after you have calculated your x. When x is equal to this, y equals to this, you mark the x and where the y is something. And then at the long run, you will now be asked to trace something. Use ruler to trace in a way that it will pick maybe the most of the points. We did it in physics, and at the point in time we are calculating our slope or our gradient. But that time, even in the math, we are doing the y over the x, changing y over changing in x, y2 minus yy over x2 minus x1. So that kind of picture that was printed for us there, that's what the scatter diagram here can actually do for us. That's what the scatter diagram can actually do for us. That you just see everything scattered. Points over here, x is this, y is this, x is this, and y is this. And then you can have your line and then now see the difference, the change over time. So that's the feel of the scatter diagram. That's the feel of the scatter diagram. Anyway, you can run away from it if you want. I'm not telling you to run away from it too. Mr. Nelson, don't run away. So then we have our map. We have our map also. By the time we are dealing with regions, then we'll be using our map. Then we have our stock. We have our stock. You are dealing with your stock market, your crypto markets. You have your higher, low close. You have your open, high close. You have your volume, high close. You have your volume, open, high close. You have all those guys. We have them here. Then you have your surface. You have your radar. You have your radar. You have your tree map. Tree map. At times I use tree map for features. You can use it with geographical regions also. You know, these tools. The question is, when can I use these tools? Because the truth is, which tools you'll be using depends on your research objective. For example, if you are asked to compare 2 companies or 5 companies together, their revenue, you can't be using TreeMap to compare their revenue. The best guys to run to for that kind of thing is your column. It's your column that will show you revenue for A, B, and C, so that you can see the one that is going up and the one that is coming down. So if you're asked to calculate that, what percentage of the total revenue is Nutrimilk? You are working with a company that they are selling so many products, so many drinks, and they're selling the out of the whole profit we made in a year. So which one, how many percentage is Nutrimilk in all these things? Then you know that the best guy to run through at that particular point in time is your pie chart. Pie chart will tell you the percentage each one of them actually made to make the whole 100%. So it depends on the research question or the goal of your analysis that will inform the kind of tools you'll be using. So, and then also you have your Sunburst, you have your histogram, you have your box and whisker, you have your waterfall, you have your funnel, you have your combo. You are mixing two or more together. So these are the charts we have. You can start this. It is when we start using them, that is when you will see the real life application. We are still going into charts. We are just getting ourselves familiar with the whole interface for now. Okay. So then we have 3D map also under the chart. Then we have our spark line. We have for our spark line, you choose your data range. By the time we start working on the data set itself, anyway, Sparkline, we don't really use Sparkline as such. You don't really use Sparkline as such. You hardly use them. Most times you come to your charts. And then another thing, important guy that you guys need to learn is your slicers. We call it features. So Excel is giving us slicer and timeline. But if you are working with calendar as your date as a slicer, the best guy to run to is your timeline. However, if you are working with other things, maybe topic, sorting by topic, sorting by problem and the likes, then you can run to your slicer. You will see how all those guys are also being used. We see them in action. From there, our page layout, if you want to change your page orientation, if you want to change your height, if you want to change your paper size, you have your landscape, you have your portrait, you have your margin. This is if you want to do your presentation on Excel. That's when you might be deliberate about all this. And then once you have a little understanding of your Microsoft Word, you know what all this magic means. But then the truth is, throughout this class, we'll not be touching all these guys. Paper size. We are only dealing with our sheet, our interface. And then also, if you want to break, insert page break, remove page break, all these guys, they are good guys, but then they are good on Microsoft Word, not on Microsoft Excel. If you want to change your background, maybe you want to put your picture there, you want to do anything, you can easily do that over here. Then for your formulas, we have a lot of formulas on Excel. A lot. And the truth is, you dare not cram it. That's the truth. You dare not cram it. A lot. So the truth is, you start as the problem are arising. By the time you know that what you want to calculate is GDP, the question is, what is the formula for GDP? Then you pick the formula for GDP, and then you do your equals to, and then you do your, you want to calculate interest. Do we have interest as a formula? We don't have interest. Compound. We don't have compound interest. Do we have yield? Yeah, we have yield. So this is what I mean by Excel is never work alone. I picked yield now. I picked yield now. Excel is giving you what the next thing to type. So Excel is telling you that the next thing you need to type is settlement. So what's your settlement? Let's assume my settlement is 1,500. What's the maturity? Maturity is in 12 months. What's the rate? My rate is 30%. Then it will be guiding you through everything you need. Let me see. You enter two few arguments. So this guy wants me to populate all through. So I'm showing you that to say that it will be guiding you through the next thing to type. Your PR, your redemption, your frequency. It will guide you. So this is what Excel will do for you. It will guide you throughout the process. Another example. Let's even do ordinary sum. Ordinary sum. Sum. So sum will tell you pick number 1, pick number 2, pick number 3. What are the numbers you want to sum together? So Excel will give you insight into what's next. Okay, so I think we are already running out of time. So your formulas, we have a lot of formulas. These are your basic formulas. These are your recently used formula. These are the recently used formulas from my own end. This guy stores your recently used formulas. Then you have your finance. These are formulas under your finance. These are formulas under your finance. These are your logical statements. These are your logical statements. You'll be exploring some of the logical statements. These are your tests. You know, I say we have char, we have clean, you can trim, you have length, we have a left. We'll be using some of these guys for our cleaning. Test join, test after, test split. These guys are crazy guys. That's the truth. These guys are crazy guys. And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying I might not be able to teach you. But I'm not sure I taught last cohort anything about test after and test before. I'm not sure. It's not because I don't know how to. In fact, I'm working on a project now that I'm using test before and test after a lot on the project. And that's because the person that cleaned the data for us did a bad job. So I had to be cleaning. I was using test after and test before to do my data cleaning. All these guys are for data cleaning. So it depends on on the situation you have at hand to determine the kind of approach you use to it. You have your dates, you have your lookup and referencing, you have your H lookup, X lookup, you have your index, then you have your mathematics and trigonometry, your trick. Then you have more functions, your statistical, your engineering functions, your key functions, your informations, your compatibility, your web. So we have a lot of functions here that we cannot even exploit. We can't even exploit at all. We can't even exploit at all. We can't even exploit as such. So okay, so for this, for this, this is giving us results. Let me show formula. So can you see that when I click on show formula, it's showing me all the formulas on this page. As against just formula bar. On the norms, it is formula bars that always show us formula. But then once you click on this show formula, it shows you all the formula inside their cell and not the result again. It shows you all the formulas. So if somebody did something and you don't know how the person got the answer, you can just click on show formulas and you look at the person's back end. So that's about that. If you want to remove arrows, antecedents, precedents, by the time we start getting to our mapping, we'll do this. For this, we start from here next class. I notice that this is almost 9. So we start from here next class on how to get our data on board, so that from there we can move to our basic arithmetics on Excel. Please, if you have any question from tonight's class, please feel free to ask your question now. And then let me say, I'm trying to keep the time now because we are seeing in the preliminary aspects, I will always keep the time. Anytime we need to overshoot time, students will see it themselves, possibly student-led class or our personal classes. We might overshoot time a little bit. a little bit. However, the overshooting of time, if student says no, we are not overshooting time, or we want to close, then that's not a problem. We can start from wherever we stop at the next class. However, if you are doing a project at times, you might get carried away that we overshoot time. But then for tonight, I don't want to overshoot time. This is already 8:59. We'll pick it from here next class. See you guys in next class. If you have any question, please let me know now. If you don't have any question, I can I can I can do what I can. Should I say I don't want to use the word I can run away from class? Okay, Mr. Toby, Mr. Manuel, you have a question? So please ask your question, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you so much for today's class. I think we are getting the headway already, although I'm scared. I'm, I'm getting scared when it goes to the mathematics part. I'm very scared. But I know God is my help. Uh,
Attendant.
yes, sir. My question is that how can I upgrade my Excel? Because I'm seeing some functions on your Excel that it's not on my own Excel because as we are doing some things, I'm trying to see if I have some of the functions on my Excel, but I see that I don't have some of these functions. Maybe it's hidden because of my Excel fashion. I don't know. So I don't. How can I upgrade it? That's the first question. The second question is that I'm trying to download SQL when you told us the tools that we'll be needing for the class. But on my Microsoft store, I don't know. They don't have SQL, but maybe I'm the one that is not typing the right thing. I don't know. So I don't know if you can help us or let me say help me with that, sir.
Okay. 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 I just remembered attendance now. We sent the attendance. I think almost everybody are in class today. But then are we? So for your upgrade, you can actually do your upgrade. You can do your upgrade. I don't know. Are you using normal as Excel, or you are using WPS, or you are using I'm using Microsoft 365 actually. I'm not using normal Excel. I'm using Microsoft 365.
I'm using normal Excel.
Excel, which Excel are you using? Which Excel are you using?
Let me try and see.
Okay. You know what?
Should be
Let's
20.
Mr. Toby,
Sir?
let's
Yes,
let's
sir.
since it is technical problem, let's discuss it in my DM. Let's chat about it. Since it is
Okay, okay,
technical problem, yes, let's chat about it. So please, any other question that is not technical related that has to do with the class today?
okay.
Yes, sir, please, about the attendance.
Please, any question, please. Any question, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir, about the attendance, sir.
I'm coming. So I'm sending the attendance now. I'm sending the attendance now. Okay. So I'll send the attendance now. I'm I'm sending. So please, I'm saying so many things in class not to get anybody scared. Actually, I'm saying so many things in class not to get anybody scared. So instead of getting scared, I want you to actually get motivated. Actually, so I want you to get motivated instead of getting scared. The truth is, it is actually simple. Let me. Yeah, I am to an extent. Mathematics has been one of my best subjects throughout my secondary school days. Yeah, that's the truth. However, the truth is you can escape. It's not really mathematics. So please, what I would just encourage is that keep an open mind. Keep an open mind in class. That's just don't get scared about anything. The reason why I'm mentioning some things is not to scare you guys. It's just to prepare you guys for the journey ahead. That's why I'm not trying to hide anything from you guys. I'm trying to just say as much things as possible for you guys. It's not the purpose is not to get you scared. It is to prepare you for the journey ahead. So please don't get scared. Please don't get scared about anything. Okay, he said I should check the link again. Don't get scared about anything. Just do what? Just relax yourself. Just relax yourself. Everything you need for the class will be given for you in class. if you are in between the class and you are having headache, you are having nothing's happening with the link. The link is going. This is it. Oh, oh, okay. Okay, so sorry for that. Okay, if you are getting scared, if you are having any headache with anything, so please, that's not the link for attendance. Please, I will send the link for attendance again now. Please, that is a mistake. So if you are getting scared or you don't know anything in class, please kindly ask in class. That is why we are together. And then always go back to your assignment. I'll be giving you some assignments that will actually help you, that will actually aid your learning. So please do your assignments. If you have any, if you have any issue with your assignment, let's talk about it even before class. Come to my DM. Let's trash things out. I'm not telling you those things to get you scared. Let's trash things out. So that by the time we trash them out, coming to class, you come more prepared. So there's nothing to be scared about. There's nothing, literally nothing to be scared about. I can say that boldly. So just relax yourself. So having said that, it's already 9:05. I've already sent the attendance. Please confirm attendance. I did attendance already. I did a mistake at first. So you can do your attendance. Pick your today's date, please. Pick today's date. And then, okay, thank you so much, sir. I think attendance is clear. So I can hand over to Kumi now as I step out of class. Thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. Abi, see you guys on Friday, rather. I think I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love with lady class. Don't mind me. See you guys next week, Friday.
Okay, good evening everyone. I hope that we were able to stick through the class and get most of what was taught and you know gain and all of that. So please let's not forget to sign the attendance while on the call, because I think last night some people were sending a message that they couldn't do it on the call or they forgot to do it or something like that. So you know I know we are aware of the people that attended class, but then it's still very important that we do it while in class, because so as to not miss so that we'll not miss anybody and all of that. So thank you. So immediately you sign the attendance. I think everybody can leave then, and I'll sign off then. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Miss Kumi. Good night.
Hello, ma. Miss Kumi, I want to ask a question now.
Yes, Mr. Ariel.
Ma, about the attendance, it's coming on. When I was filling it, there's one there that says student ID. I don't know. Is it my name?
No, just leave that for we've not yet sent student ID to everybody, so you just leave that and fill the rest.
Okay, ma. Alright.
Alright.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, good night, good night, everyone. Good night.